What's going on, people? It's Charlie and welcome back to the Chatting Footy Show YouTube channel for your Manchester City versus Leeds United pre-match thoughts video. Hope you're all doing well today. Just before I get into the video properly, I'm just going to say please smash the like button, comment your opinions and thoughts as well, and please hit the subscribe button as well. Really wanting to get to 100 subs as soon as possible, so then I can start doing the odd Premier League watch along here and there. So please subscribe if you're watching, because it would really mean a lot. And let's get into my pre-match thoughts on the Man City game. So then, guys, just before I get into sort of more analysing how the game is gonna go, I just want to say, any Leeds fan out there who is seriously thinking that we are going to get dragged into a relegation battle now needs their head shaking. It's not happening. That 3 points against the Blades last week is just what we needed going into these next run of fixtures. I will just say, try to relax and just chill out and watch it and enjoy every minute of it, because tomorrow afternoon has the potential to be a very tough afternoon for us. So I just want to say now, if it is a hammering, if it's 5 or 6-0 to Man City, so what? It's a complete free hit. City are a world-class side. We saw midweek against Dortmund how good of a team they really are. And I'm just excited that we're going to be going up against some of the best players in the world. And whatever happens, happens. It's not going to affect our season at all. We're safe, and then we'll move on to the other two hard fixtures. So I just thought I'd get that out of the way first of all, because I don't want Leeds fans to be worried about getting dragged into a relegation battle when we're sat 11th in the league on 42 points. That's more than enough now. We just need to enjoy the rest of this season. So then, in terms of a Man City perspective, when I think who can pose a threat in that Man City team, I mean, literally anybody from Ederson in goal to Jesus up front can cause us issues. It's hard to pin it on one player, but if I was to pick one, I think it's an obvious one. Has to be KDB for me, Kevin De Bruyne. He's actually signed a new deal at City through the week as well, keeping him there for a few more years, which means he's going to grace the Premier League for even longer. I know I'm a Leeds fan, but to watch Kevin De Bruyne play is an absolute pleasure. Is an unbelievable footballer, great passer of the ball. I've said it on a previous episode, I think. He just sees things that other people don't see. I mean, that pass against Leicester in the last game was just sublime. And the ball that he played against Dortmund as well to set up Phil Foden's winner. Again, just an amazing ball. He literally just sees things that other even City players don't see. He's just an unbelievable student of the game. Obviously, they pose threats elsewhere. I mean, they've got the likes of John Stones and Ruben Diaz, who have formed a really good partnership in the centre-half spot. You know, they've got Kyle Walker on the right. On the left-back position, they play like a mixture of Zinchenko, Mendy, Cancelo as well. Phil Foden's having an unbelievable season. He's a really special talent, and obviously being English, it's a really good player to have going into the Euros and the World Cup next year. Sterling's had a good season as well. I'm surprised he didn't play against Dortmund. I don't know if they felt they didn't need him against Dortmund, which, I mean, to say that you don't need Sterling for a game must mean that you're pretty confident, because he's having a blinder of a season as well. Ilkay Gundogan in the middle as well. He's having a good season in terms of goals. All those names that I've just named there are just world-class footballers. Leeds have had a good season. I'm really happy with the players we brought in and the season that we've had. But it's pretty clear I'm no stranger to the fact that we are not on Man City's level. We are on, in terms of intensity and the style of play that we do, we are very similar. But in terms of the individual players that we have, we know that we're not on their sort of level yet, because we don't have the money that their owners do. But, you know, City deservedly will win the league this year. How we go about beating them, I mean, I see a key battle being in the midfield. I feel like Phillips and Dallas and Tyler Roberts obviously Phillips will sit in front of the back four. I'm expecting that Dallas and Tyler Roberts will start in the middle of midfield as well again. I think the press needs to be like on from the get-go. We need to be pressing Gundogan, Rodri, KDB, and the likes of Ayling and Alioski. If Alioski's at left back, you need to be targeting their wingers and putting pressure on them as soon as they have the ball. So from a Leeds United perspective, I mean, as long as we give a really good account of ourselves, which I'm sure that we will, no matter what the scoreline, as long as we go out, we play Bielsa ball, high intensity, high press as always, I think whatever happens, happens. As I said previously, I expect Dallas and Tyler Roberts to keep their places in the middle of midfield. They need to be on it 100%. The likes of Gundogan, as I said, Rodri, KDB, they'll be on it from the get-go. We need to try and match them as best that we can. Phillips sitting in between the midfield and the back four, he could play a vital role as well in getting the ball out on to the wings for the likes of Ayling at right back, Alioski at left back, and Jack Harris. Oh no, Jack Harrison won't be able to play, will he? So it'll be probably Costa, Helder Costa and Rafinha on either wing. So Helder Costa has got a tough task ahead of him. Hasn't played for a few games. It's a tough game to come into, but it'll be one that he'll be hoping to stake a claim in and hopefully try and push himself back into the starting 11. Whether he'll be able to do that, I'm not sure, because Harrison's on a good bit of form again recently. But yeah, I think Rafinha needs to be on it 100%. Against Sheffield, he gave the ball away too much for me. The 1-2s just weren't working. The skills weren't working as well as he usually does. Still managed to get an assist, and he had that moment where he put Osborne on his ass, which was quite funny. But City are a totally different ball game, a totally different set of opposition, and he needs to be getting at their full-backs, whatever side he's on, because it does switch sometimes, doesn't it? So whatever wing he's on, he needs to be on it 100%. He needs to be getting at their full-backs from the get-go and hopefully try and force a mistake out of them. Who knows, he might even get a worldie of a goal, fingers crossed. Bamford as well, he was fairly quiet against Sheffield. He has those games, doesn't he? Sometimes does Paddy. Didn't really do much against Sheffield, but he has those games, like I just said. But then he'll go through phases where he's scoring and assisting. Let's hope he can at least get an assist against City. Leeds are quite known for obviously not taking all their chances in games. Against a team like Man City, we may not get a lot of opportunities. As much as we may have a lot of the ball and we might be high intensity, opportunities may not come as often as they do in other games. So we need to make sure that if we are in on goal, or if we're in their box, in their half, we need to be making the most of the ball that we do have, the possession that we have, because City are so good on the counter, and if we lose that ball in a vital position, it could come back to bite us on arse. So then, just to summarise, in terms of a score prediction for this, I mean, it's so hard to call. I don't want to say that Leeds will lose a game. It's highly probable that we will lose this game, but that's not me being negative or anything like that. It's just City are a world-class side. It'll be really, really good for us to get a point again like we did at Ellen Road. I'm going to be safe and say I'm going to go for the same scoreline as the last game. I'm going to say 1-1. But again, if we get beat 5-6, 7-0, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to affect our season. Try and enjoy this game and the Liverpool and the Scum game as much as you can. These are the games that we've been waiting 16 years for, so just sit back and enjoy them. It may be hard in the moment if we are getting hammered or if it isn't going our way, but just try and sit back and just realise how much of a good season that we have had. We are safe, we're building for next season, it's exciting times, guys, so just sit back and enjoy the ride because it's going to be great. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, please hit the like button, smash the subscribe button as well, and I'll see you in my post-match after the City game tomorrow.